Alright, so here we go, and it already looks like something has gone horribly wrong. Oh my gosh. We're on the ground floor now. The stairs are starting to rip out. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am back in Teardown, and we're going to be checking out this pretty cool office building, and we're also going to see how it does when it gets hit by a hurricane. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so you may be wondering, how the heck do we get in a building like this when there's no entrance? Well, there's a bunch of windows and I've got a sledgehammer, so here we go. And there it is, we'll make our way inside, and there's something really cool about this building. It's not just a regular teardown build, it is fully destructible as you would expect, but it's also fully dynamic. That means if one of these columns or multiple of these columns are damaged, the building will start to deform. It'll start to sort of become structurally compromised. And I'll show you an example of that in just a moment here. But first we've got to line a couple of these columns with, let's just choose something like nitroglycerin and see what it does. And there we go. As you can see, there's quite a bit of lag, and this is unfortunately one of the consequences of having a build that is pretty much fully dynamic. But yeah, that's just a quick example of how this building is dynamic, and now we're going to spawn in a hurricane. And I also noticed that our explosion has caused damage to the roof. But anyways, yeah, we're going to spawn in a hurricane, and you may be wondering, how the heck are we going to be able to spawn a hurricane in? What mod am I going to be using for it? Well, I'm actually going to be using the Tornado mod, and I'm going to be modifying it to basically be a hurricane, because you can do that, which is really cool. So first things first, we want to spawn in the tornado using the Tornado mod. Then in the settings, we want to activate realistic damage. Once that's done, we want to make the pull radius about a 300, maybe 350. And then we want to set the EF scale down to like EF2, and that should be it. So there we go, now we got a pretty cool hurricane, and I probably shouldn't be standing here because you'll notice the floor is starting to, well, it's starting to have a little bit of an issue. I can also hear glass breaking around, which is definitely not a good sign. I probably shouldn't be going upstairs, but why the heck not? The roof is starting to come off up here. Yeah, the walls are also, like, flexing outwards. Let's actually go down onto this floor. We'll check this out. It's sort of peeling away from the rest of the structure. Oh, there goes something. Oh my gosh. And there it is. A huge part of the facade just collapsed. Looking over the side, you can see the destruction from parts of the facade collapsing. And at this point, we've got a huge chunk of the building just missing. Oh my gosh. Well, there goes another piece of the floor. But yeah, this corner is pretty severely damaged at this point. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop the hurricane, and we'll take a look at the damage without all the wind and destruction going on. If you've ever seen the show Life After People, it kind of looks like those skyscrapers that are just abandoned forever, so yeah. Now that was a pretty weak level on the Tornado mod, so we're going to kick it up by one level, and we're going to move the hurricane a bit closer, and we'll see what type of damage it does then. Alright, so it looks like there are chunks rapidly flying off the building. There goes an entire part of the facade. Oh my gosh, it's actually ripping itself apart now. A lot faster than it did before. It looks like, oh yeah, the entire top portion of the building is collapsing down. Holy cow. Okay, on this side of the building, it's somewhat held together, but it is rapidly disintegrating. Okay, yeah, this corner of the building seems like the only part that's somewhat intact. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is not good. As I was in the building, all of this destruction was going on. We've lost this entire wall. The only thing left is whatever this pile of debris is, or is it still standing? It actually is. Wow. Well then, here it is. If you ever wondered what would happen if 500-mile-an-hour winds ravaged an office building, well, this is what you get. So with that, let's move on to something completely ridiculous and just make the wind speeds insane. Alright, here we go. This is probably not going to go really well, at least for this building, and I can already tell the roof, oh my gosh. Well, it looks like half the building is gone, and maybe more than that. It's lagging so bad right now. All that's left are a couple of beams. The rest has been shredded. Alright, so with that, let's kick up the winds even more and just see what happens. Alright, so here I am in the building at this point. We've got the hurricane, and, yeah, oh my gosh. This was a mistake. Alright, yep, I'm riding it down. Actually, I think I'm flying. I think the winds have just picked the whole thing up. And there we go, I'm back on the ground. And looking behind me, in the lowest frame rate imaginable, there is just debris flying by. For the sake of my computer, I'm going to despawn this, and oh my gosh. It's safe to say that this building did not do so well. Alright, so we're going to do this one last time, but this time we're going to make it somewhat of a realistic hurricane. Nothing extreme like what we just saw. We did see something somewhat normal at the very beginning of the video, but this time we're going to try for something that is even more realistic. Something that won't totally destroy the building, but it will damage it. So let's go ahead and spawn this in. Alright, so here we go, and it already looks like something has gone horribly wrong. Oh my gosh. Yeah, something upstairs has collapsed. We're on the ground floor now. The stairs are starting to rip out. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Everything is coming apart behind me there. I'm just going to try to get out this way. Let's see what went wrong. Oh, wow. Okay. Now, looking at the building, it seems like the winds ripped out the front facade, along with parts of the floor and the beams that were associated with that floor. Then the roof section came crashing down and flattened all the other floors. So yeah, I know this is a pretty short video, but I thought it'd be an interesting thing to cover. You can create a hurricane in the game, and you can actually use different types of maps to get certain types of destruction. So if you want to download anything you saw in this video, links will be in the description. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you all next time, guys. Goodbye.